Alright, well, I thought the last rolls I showed you was pretty rough, but this is taking it to the whole next level. So this isn't in fact a Rolls. All of you clever people can spot this. This is a Bentley. I think it was called the T1. So it's basically the slightly less posh Rolls. So if you notice, the grille is different, and it would have had a Bentley badge just on the top, just here. Oh, looks like somebody's just smashed it off. Very nice. So this was basically the more scoundrelly version of your Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow. Quite a few of these made, still basically exactly identical to the Rolls-Royce underneath, but they changed the grille a little on it. It was probably a couple of quid cheaper, but I wouldn't think it'd be an awful lot. But this is by far, I'm going to say, the worst one I've come across for a long time. Obviously there'll be a whole heap of banger racers out there desperate to own this. It's a really good parts car, actually. It's all complete. It's been vandalized to oblivion. Nobody seems to know whose it is. So I thought I'd come around and have a wander on it. Man, I had one of these, the Rolls-Royce version of it, and I loved it. This poor car is dead. Plenty of rust. This is not a restoration job. I'm sure somebody's going to come and tell me now. They're going to go, no, it'll be a fantastic restoration car, but it won't be. There are some good parts on it, but as far as restoring this, this would be the hammer house of horrors of restorations. It would suck up money quicker than the money pit, and you would you would never even recoup a tenth of what you spent on it. However, I'm going to chase this one up and see if I can acquire it from someone, whoever's it might be, and see if we can make a couple of quid off turning this into a demo derby car. Or I would love to demo derby one of these myself, though it's an awful lot of work for not a lot of return. Man, it's nice to see it's all original. Look, it's got the original motor and everything in it. It's getting cramped on here, so you're just going to get to see what you can see. Final top. Now, I would have thought somebody would have bought this for demo derby back in the day, but it doesn't appear to be. Well, nobody appears to know whose it is. Check this out. Oh, ouch. That's what happens when you leave a car with no windows. And a mega expensive interior in it. Look at the old walnut dash. Everything's still in it, like I said, still an original car. Roof is all kicked in, but well, it's definitely more solid enough to go around a banger track, if nothing else. Probably a ton of you out there wishing you had parts for this. So they've obviously tried to pry the bonnets up. What a sad, sad shame of a car. As you would have owned this thing new. So this is late 60s, probably early 70s. Somebody, of course, has taken all the caps and the badges and all the other bits and pieces. It's the first bits of things to go. Souvenir hunters. But what a demo derby car this would make. What if it would run? Wouldn't that be a cool will it run project? Column shift, look. It's just a nice little schnick on this. 62,000 miles on the clock. No rev counter. You don't need one. It's a Bentley. All the switch gears there. Wow, is that a factory 8-track? It is a factory 8-track. This thing's really original. Probably stored somewhere for a very long time and then just left here to rot. But as soon as I saw a picture of it, I knew you guys would want to see it. So I thought I'd show you around it. These rusty airs in the sills. Bumpers aren't terrible. They'll probably straighten up. Rear one's missing. What a rusty old girl this is. Like I said, this will never go back on the road. Somebody's obviously been trying to get into it. But, well, there we go. This is what every car eventually has its day. And this one has had it. So I'll make some inquiries and see if I can get hold of this thing. But I suspect it'll be one of those. Nobody knows whose it is. Or how long it's been here. Or nobody will want to put their hands up to it. But if they do, let's see if we can tow it home and get it running. Okay, cool. Hope you enjoyed having a look at it, and I'll catch up with you again sometime later. Well, I just thought I'd show you some of this because probably most of you have never driven down a proper country road. So this is Wales. I've just drove driving out in mid Wales at the moment, and obviously it's quite beautiful, but it's also enormously terrifying because this road is literally wide enough for this little Mitsubishi, and that's it. Look at that. Check this out for a barn. Why hasn't that been converted to a house yet? It's beautiful out here. Honestly, it's tremendous. Now, when I was a kid, we used to drive our old... There's more than one barn. Oh my God, there's a house there too, look. Man, wouldn't I want to buy that and fix it up? That's amazing. Anyway, I digress. When I was a kid, I used to drive down these country roads like my bum was on fire. Now, as you get older and you start to get that mild fear of, well, death, being smashed to pieces in the small car, I don't know, whatever. Like, or you get that moment you think that, I don't know what they call it, when you actually start to think maybe there is a truck around this bend, or a sheep or a horse or something. You drive an awful lot slower. But it is amazing, look at it. What a day to be driving a convertible thing. I'm sure the exhaust is starting to blow, which is going to be a bit of a pain. It'll be something I have to fix at some point in time later. But it's just amazing that this is quite a lot of people's commute to work. Imagine this. The Welsh Country sounding spectacular on a good day, I've got to be honest. Look at this. Sorry, the hedge is probably in the way. I'm sure I'll find a spot where it's not. Look at that. Some pretty spectacular mountains around here. Obviously I'm just pottering along down this lane because it's quite long and, well, it's pretty narrow. How do people drive trucks down here? They definitely do, but check it out. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been back in Wales, so I'm kind of really appreciating the beauty of it, I suppose. All the little wildflowers, like all the bluebells. It's just lovely. Little native hedgerows. Wow, this is what the UK used to be like back in the day. I mean, Wales hasn't changed much here. Where I lived in the, well, I guess I live at the moment, in the industrial area. Wales had a population of 1 million before the Industrial Revolution, and then it had 4 million at the end of the Industrial Revolution. So basically what you're saying is 3 million people turned up in Wales all looking for work, working for the iron and steel, and of course the coal mines. So before that, all of it was this, which is, to be fair, beautiful. If you get a chance to go to Brecon and surrounding areas, I have to say that it's definitely worth a trip in your life. It's ancient and lovely, and full of little small beautiful little towns and antique stores and things. I'm sure you'll like it. Okay, well, that looks like I'm pulling into some kind of population. This is what a little small Welsh town would look like. You'll probably find the houses interesting, so I'll just show you as I drive past. This is a very much an older set of houses. These have been farm workers' cottages back in the day, I guess. Oh, there's a huge truck coming. Okay. Right, I better go. Thanks very much, guys. Thought I'd show you a little bit more spectacular driving road here. I mean, it's a little bit too narrow to go too quick, but there is some really good parts of this, and it's super beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. Put your foot down if you like. And then risk the fact there's animals just literally right there on the side of the road everywhere. This is Wales, and this is kind of like free grazing for sheep. So they don't do anything to them. They're not in fences, not in paddocks. They're just here. In the middle of absolutely nowhere. So they just roam free, and you sort of pick them up with the seasons. They do as things normally do. They breed, you mark them, you leave them out, they fatten themselves up, and they pick themselves up when they take them to market. You know, a lot of the times they just live out here in the wild. I mean, I guess it's probably something we've never seen again, but it's, I mean, I'm just going to stop here. Look how much grazing space there is up here. I'm not going to lie, this is a really good day, this is today. Up here, it would be desolate in winter. It would be snowy, and it would be very desolate. Like, I'm talking big snow drifts and everything. So the fact that sheep will survive up here, even in the coldest of winter, sheep will find a way to keep on ticking on by. But not a lot else will. You wouldn't be putting cows up here, let's put it that way. Oh, looks like there's a big pile of people down here. But there's a little river running through this stream. Might be a river out here. But this is truly beautiful. It's a wonderful day today, my lord. You have to excuse the camera work because I can't really look and drive, even though I am going incredibly slowly here. Like, it's just a wonderful place to be. I'm sure I got nothing but sky then, but there we go. But this is basically, a lot of Welsh Country roads are, surprisingly, like this. Really pretty, single lane bridges. There you go. Water source for the animals. There's probably even a little thing here to tell us where we are. Now, exhaust is definitely getting worse. Glasnuffied Forest. Okay. Most people might have read words of that before. But it's pretty beautiful, this up here. So this is the Ask Reservoir Loop. In case anybody like to come up and walk it. Lots of people come up here walking red wheels, like plenty of tourists. And I'll probably cut this into some other thing later on. So hope we're all enjoying a bit of the trip around Wales, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers guys, bye.